All right, as we gear up for the mid-season finale of Fear the Walking Dead, a couple of things, dramatic things happened in this last week's episode, episode 7. And as you can see, Brandon is back this time around. He's upright and feeling better. We are going to go ahead and discuss the events, including Morgan admits he has a friend, and as well as Alicia and Nick trying to do the right thing. So let's get into it.
Okay, so I guess we'll just like talk about probably like we'll talk about the the part that everybody probably was like, oh, the most was when Morgan said like he's my friend. When,
I was very like, I don't think Morgan's ever admitted to having a friend.
Yeah, I don't even think he like said that necessarily about Rick.
No, he didn't.
It was really interesting because, you know, they've had Morgan kind of be like really shut down and just like actively pushing John away at every single turn, and seeing John get injured was the thing that kind of like tugged at Morgan's heartstrings a bit. His heart grew 3 sizes bigger on that day, and he said out loud like, no, he's my friend, and if you don't help us, a good man is gonna die. He said that to Naomi, and that made me like hate Naomi even more, because I'm just like, yeah, Naomi, wish you'd realized he was a good man early on and not
he wouldn't
left
be shot
him in
right
his
now,
cabin.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. But it was really good to hear Morgan say that. I like that scene, and it's a good kind of like stepping stone in the development of their friendship and their relationship. They have a really interesting camaraderie that I enjoy watching on screen.
They're just a great duo.
They're both badasses too. He's a badass with the guns. Morgan's a badass with the you know,
staff.
The staff. It's just fun to watch them like fight people together.
Not even that. It's very much it's very caring. It's really great bromance, really, that Morgan initially resisted. I'm glad he finally has come around, knowing that he could lose John. You know, I don't think he ever would say John's my friend. You know, if John wasn't shot, they were just kind of. You know, he kind of, the previous episode, he kind of uses the, well, I will leave if you think that there's no hope left, John. And then John was like, okay, I'm just playing. I take it back. So he kind of like lords things over him, but not, you know, knowing that he could lose John, he acknowledges that, yes, this is indeed a friendship. And, you know, I don't want anything bad to happen to this guy. You know, he is a good man, and, you know, he brings out something in Morgan. You know, Morgan thought he should be isolated alone, and John was like, nope, not gonna happen, sir. And, you know, it just kind of works. I prefer John's relationship with Morgan than John's relationship with Naomi.
Oh, yeah, a million times over.
So
I think as Morgan's character develops more and more, like, he's just realizing there's not a whole lot of good people left in the world. And so, you know, when you come across something like John Dory, hang on to him, man.
He doesn't want to kill.
Yeah, seriously, like, they're rare, so that was good to see. What else happened? Mel died, leader of the Vultures.
Alicia killed him 2 times. First, she blew up his truck.
He somehow survived and crawled out like a mangled, bloody mess.
He could have been saved, though. I thought that she was, I thought it was kind of merciful, her killing him, as opposed to leaving him there to just die painfully. I don't think that was her intention. It
didn't look like mercy, though, to me, when she actually killed him. I mean,
she hit him in the head one time, one hard blow.
I know, but she also stared at him for a good, like, 10 or 20 seconds and seemed to be, like, savoring the fact that he was in pain.
No, she asked him how long was Naomi with him, and he didn't answer her.
Yeah.
That's okay. It doesn't even matter. And then she killed him.
I felt like she had a look of contention in her face when she killed him. I mean,
I know, but it might not have been her intention to spare him pain, but that's essentially what she did. She spared him pain. It would have been more painful to just leave him there.
This is true.
Like when Carol left that chick at Terminus, she's like, I'm not here, neither are you, and she just left her to be eaten.
Oof, that was brutal.
There were walkers there. You know, he was like in horrible pain, clearly. It would have been a lot more gratifying, I would think, to just let him die there. Like, no one was going to come save him.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, it didn't look like he was going to survive. It seemed like he was just going to, like, you know, get baked by the sun for a couple hours and then die a slow, horrible death.
Yeah.
So I'm I would have preferred that she put me out of my misery in that case. So, yeah, he's dead. And then so, speaking of the vultures, the weaponizing of the walkers, bringing them up to the gate.
We've seen this before. We've seen this the first time in season 3 with the governor.
Yeah, only not on such a big scale, though.
No, they had about 2,000 walkers, according to those flags.
This was pretty crazy.
Although, given their number of trucks, I don't think it was quite that many. It was probably more like several hundred.
It didn't look like 2,000 to me. 2,000 to me would have looked more like, you know, the quarry in season 6 of The Walking Dead or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't all the trucks. Who knows? It was a ton, obviously, and it was enough to do damage. I liked kind of like the twist of that whole threat, because initially I was thinking when they were driving up the truck, I'm like, well, this doesn't really even seem like that much of a threat because their walls are strong. The walkers are just going to kind of like bump into one another outside. They're not going to like break down the walls, and then they can just like pick them off one by one from the, you know, the tops of the walls. But the twist of them being covered in oil and then them lighting the ring of fire in front of it so that they would like burn down the stadium. I was like, oh, okay, now this is really dangerous.
See, here's where the whole thing went wrong.
Crazy.
When Madison and them got a hold of Mel and Charlie, that was totally like a blessing in disguise that Madison dumbly pushed away. Like, I know Mel wanted to leave, but I would have just knocked his ass out and continued to cuff him to wherever, and then I would have put out a huge banner that says, "We have your brother." So stand down. We have your brother. Stand down.
She gave up her only bargaining chip. And
we have your brother and Charlie. Stand down. Like if you rolled up to the gates and you saw that big ass sign, I don't think Ennis would have. I think Ennis would have called it off like fuck.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know? And not only the fact that she gave up her only, you know, good bargaining chip, but she also let an enemy who now has intel about your domain be released into the wild to potentially use that intelligence against you later on. I mean, like, if he meets up with Ennis, right, successfully, he knows, like, how much medicine they have and all this stuff that you do, like, not want the enemy to know. So I just thought, like, strategically, that was a terrible move on her part. I don't know why she did that. That was a bad decision on Madison's part. And it was even like a worse decision. Well, you know, maybe it wasn't a bad decision in that case for Nick and Alicia to go get him just because of the intel thing.
It was dumb to let him leave in the first place.
Yeah.
And Nick and Alicia's plan...
their rationale was
like,
bad.
oh, we can beat them back. They beat them back by literally like 7 seconds. And then they sat there and just watched everything happen.
What are they doing on the walkie-talkie? It's like, I don't know. I'm watching them at the same time as you.
Alicia gives this dumbass monologue about how they had to do it. And it's like, bitch, no, y'all didn't. You could have kept your ass at home and then been like, you know, they still could have used Charlie as a bargaining chip because Ennis cares about her. Like, we had to go out there. We couldn't yes, you could. Yes, you could. Like, that literally made no sense to me. Now you're about to get a bunch of people killed trying to save your stupid ass.
What is up with, like, Mel and Ennis caring so much about Charlie? It's, like, borderline creepy. Like, they care about her too much.
Well, I don't think it's creepy. It's like their little sister.
They like, I know, but they, like,
Ennis
use
might have been
her.
Creepy. I don't feel like Mel was creepy. I think Ennis was kind of...
It's a strange thing that's going on.
Like, you know she's with me, right? Like, the way Ennis said that to Nick, it was like, wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
With you, how?
I get a weird vibe from that whole situation.
That would make more sense about her killing Nick if Ennis was, like, sexually abusing her and she had Stockholm Syndrome. But I don't think that Mel had that kind of relationship with her. And maybe, maybe that's why they were fighting. Because why would Charlie leave with Mel as opposed to staying with Ennis?
That's an interesting theory.
What are they fighting about?
That's a very interesting theory. What else happened? I think that's, obviously the end was crazy.
I'm tired of them trusting Charlie because she's like, oh, I don't think Ennis would do that. No, bitch, you wrong again. Like, I'm so sick of this little girl. I'm mad Morgan saved her. Morgan, sometimes, stop being save-a-hoe. Sometimes they just gotta go. And
you know
Charlie
how Morgan
is Charlie's one of the ones who had to go. Save Carol, yes. Save Charlie, Like, no, no, no. I'm sick. Charlie needs to die.
I thought it was interesting that when Morgan and Charlie, like, you know, finally came face to face, the first thing that she said was, "Oh, you're Nick's friends. You know what I did." like, oh yeah, you know I'm a piece of shit. Like, already, that's great. Man, that ending was crazy. How many walkers was that? Like, it must have been like basically all the walkers that the vultures drove up to the side of the stadium, only they're burned now and just inside. So obviously that wasn't a great plan for them to bust through the walls of that thing. I didn't understand why they did that. I thought they were gonna like park outside and maybe like try and scale one of the walls and just like peek over to see if it was worth breaking into.
They need to get John in the actual infirmary.
If it's even there still.
It's still there.
Well, I guess it would still be there because nobody would be able to penetrate that amount of walkers and get it for themselves. So, yeah. Anything else about this episode?
It's just they keep killing the wrong people. They keep killing the wrong ones. They killed the wrong Clark. I think Madison's dead. Charlie's still alive, and that's very upsetting to me.
Yeah.
And they're not going to kill John.
No, I don't think they're going to kill John. I think John's safe, definitely. He's far too likable to kill off ever or this early. On that note, if you guys like our content, make sure to subscribe right up here in the corner if you're on YouTube, and also like the Facebook page if you're watching this on Facebook. Also, check out our social channels here below on the screen. Check out the blog, livingrashon.com. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.